The rain fell in relentless sheets that evening, turning the city streets into slick mirrors reflecting the neon lights. Jasper Hayes clutched the umbrella over his small shoulders, hurrying along the uneven sidewalk, his worn shoes squelching with every step. He was exhausted, not just from the long hours at the diner, but from life itself. Raising his 8-year-old daughter, Mia, alone since her mother's sudden departure, had drained every ounce of him. Bills were overdue, the fridge was half empty, and the warmth of hope seemed like a luxury he couldn't afford. But tonight, something would happen that neither Jasper nor the city could have predicted. A soft voice pierced through the rain, trembling yet polite. "Excuse me, can you walk me home?" Jasper looked up and saw her. She was drenched, clutching a designer handbag that seemed far too expensive for someone standing alone in a dark alley. Her hair clung to her face, her eyes wide with quiet desperation, yet there was a strength in her posture, a dignity even in the storm. Jasper hesitated. He didn't know her, and yet something about the way she asked made him nod without a word. If you believe in kindness and second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Whisper Tales 3, because some stories remind us that even the smallest acts can change lives. Her name was Anya Mercer, and she was unlike anyone Jasper had ever met. Their steps fell in rhythm on the wet pavement as she spoke softly, sharing fragments of her life. She had been late leaving work, her office in the skyscraper district keeping her until nearly midnight. Jasper, used to the grinding routine of survival, listened quietly, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. There was no judgment, no pity, just a human connection forged in the simplest of gestures. Jasper's own life spilled out between stops and glances. He talked about Mia, about the sleepless nights and the constant worry. He didn't hold back. By the time they reached the small apartment building where he lived, Anya was smiling, a genuine smile that lit her entire face. Something shifted in Jasper that night. An invisible weight had been lifted simply by sharing his burdens, by being seen. Walking home with her had been more than a favor, it had been a reminder that human kindness still existed. He unlocked his apartment and led her inside, where Mia, in her pajamas, peeked around the corner. "Daddy, who's that?" she asked, eyes wide and curious. Jasper smiled nervously, introducing Anya with a simplicity that somehow felt monumental. She knelt to meet Mia's gaze, her gentle voice reassuring. "Hi, Mia. I'm Anya. Your dad has been my hero tonight." The three shared tea at the small kitchen table, the rain pounding against the window in a comforting rhythm. Conversation flowed, laughter occasionally breaking through the tension that always hovered in Jasper's apartment. Anya was kind, attentive, and intelligent, but there was a mystery about her, an aura of someone carrying more than her share of life's burdens. Jasper assumed she was just another professional, someone wealthy perhaps, but he never imagined the truth. In the following days, Anya began showing up more often, not intrusively, just in quiet gestures that Jasper didn't fully understand. She helped Mia with homework, listened to Jasper's stories, and even fixed the leaky faucet in the bathroom without asking for anything in return. Each act of kindness chipped away at the walls Jasper had built around his heart, walls that were reinforced by hardship and the bitterness of unmet expectations. He had learned long ago not to expect miracles. But slowly, he began to believe in them again. Life, however, has a way of revealing truths in the quietest moments. Jasper had never noticed Anya's car, sleek, new, and almost ostentatious, parked out front, nor the discreet security detail that followed her sometimes. It wasn't until he found her checkbook, left behind in a rush one evening, that he realized the extent of her world. The numbers were staggering, the kind that could erase decades of financial struggle with a single signature. Anya Mercer was a millionaire, a woman from a world Jasper had only glimpsed in magazines and TV shows, and yet she had chosen to spend her time with him, a man barely scraping by. Shock threatened to consume him, but more than that, Jasper felt an overwhelming sense of humility and awe. Here was someone who could have lived any life she wanted, surrounded by luxury and security, yet she walked in the rain and knocked on his door simply because she saw a need. It wasn't about money or status, it was about human connection, compassion, and the courage to bridge worlds that society insists should remain separate. The revelation changed nothing about her behavior. Anya was still the same warm, attentive, and gentle soul who laughed at Mia's jokes and listened to Jasper's worries. What had changed was Jasper's understanding of life's possibilities. Maybe miracles did exist, not the kind that arrive in grand gestures, but the ones that come quietly, in the rain, when someone asks for a simple favor and gives far more than you ever imagined. Weeks turned into months, and Jasper began to notice small changes in his own life. Work became easier, opportunities emerged, and the apartment, once drab and weary, now carried a sense of warmth and care. He never asked for anything from Anya, and she never offered, but the world subtly shifted around them, as if the kindness shared between two strangers could ripple outward and reshape their lives. One evening, as the city lights shimmered in the puddles and the aroma of fresh bread drifted from the bakery downstairs, Jasper watched Anya tuck Mia into bed. He realized how extraordinary life could be when people opened their hearts to each other without expectation. And in that quiet, tender moment, Jasper understood something deeper. Wealth isn't measured in money, but in love, in empathy, and in the courage to reach out when no one else will. Before we finish, let's take a moment to celebrate the quiet heroes of the world, those who give without expecting, who walk in the rain, and who remind us that kindness is the most valuable currency of all. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to Whisper Tales 3 so more stories of hope, courage, and human connection reach the world. Remember, every small act of kindness has the power to change a life forever. As Jasper closed the door after tucking Mia in that night, he glanced back at Anya and smiled, a silent gratitude passing between them. Rain still fell, but now it felt different, gentler, almost like the world itself was leaning in to listen to their story. And for the first time in a long time, Jasper felt something he hadn't felt in years: hope.